So this is after the gaslighting episode that I documented in the other video. Um, you'll see I was able to regulate and keep my calm in this one, but the explosions came pretty quick, and I'll break down the real story for you later. Show you the receipts on it. Right, here it goes. I'll do some more study. The reason I'm not trying to be a butthole either, but it just, whenever you send me stuff like that and talk about Veronica, in my mind, all that's saying is our marriage isn't going anywhere, and it just keeps breaking my heart.
Well, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I don't know what else more you want me to do.
So work on our marriage, that's it.
I am working on our marriage. Like I told you before, I don't know what else you want me to do. I tried to set up us reading. I tried to set up us reading the Bible together.
I'm okay once in a while. Don't tell me I'm sorry you feel that way.
I ask you if you're okay every single day. What are you talking about? Every day, every time I talk to you, you want me to put forth more effort, but what more effort are you putting forth? What effort are you putting forward? What effort? You told me to go to church and come to church and greet me, you'll come to church. Has that happened? Not once.
You asked me, but you know what? I asked you if you could please give me a heads up. I will. Let me pause there for a second. The reason she started coming to church in Denver because $75,000 in credit card debt, and she couldn't afford to go to church in Denver anymore. And they were starting to see some things down there, so it don't have nothing to do with me. I can't talk. I will make that happen. But what I have done, you asked me...
I told you a month and a half ago that we switched to Greeley.
Please. If you ask me a question, please allow me to answer it. What you asked me what I've done, the first thing you told me why you wouldn't go to therapy because I wasn't doing right with the kids. I've been spending time with the kids. I worked on that. You told me I had to go to therapy. I've been in therapy for a year and a half. I don't know what else you wanted me to do besides that. I'm not sure.
What I told you is to... I didn't tell you that because you're not doing right by the kids. I didn't tell you that. I didn't tell you that. I didn't tell you you need to go to therapy because you need to do right by the kids. I told you that I was going to therapy with you.
There were two separate issues.
Okay. So you're going to therapy, but what is that? What is it doing though? What has it changed?
Mind you, me, my children, we're all in therapy. She's not. The only one that's not. Like I said, she's $75,000 in credit card debt, living in a one bedroom apartment with 4 people, bill collectors coming around, but bounce checks to the church, had credit card debt written off to fly to Africa to go to church, but I'm the crazy guy, right? I guess.
You still don't want to go to church?
It's not that I don't want to go to church, dude. Did you think? And to be honest, I didn't. She started going to church to get away from me. That was part of the reason we separated. She went all the way to Denver. She had a church up here, and as soon just magically decided to start going to church in Denver. And then when her money ran out, she came back up here. But she leaves that part out that she went to church in Denver for 2 years, and the way that I've kind of felt toward the church because of MAGA, the way they have been. Not to mention, I'm at the end stage of my disease, primary progressive multiple sclerosis, and I don't go anywhere except the doctor. But we'll get to more of that later. Chica, do you think that I don't want to do things in life? My dream came true. I just went to the championship and I didn't go. And it's crazy to me that you think that. You know, before you and I... She just said she doesn't care that if I go, or that I don't care about life, which I came and got this woman's children before we were married, before we were anything, and spent much time with them after working 80 hours a week. Came to their events before we were in an item. My life just slowly, I faded out of the picture as I got more sick. But to top it off, when the Nuggets, she's not even a fan, when they were going to the championship, she spent $4,000, took my daughter, and went and left me home alone and said she was living my dream for me. See where we're going here? Married, I came and spent time with the kids constantly. But look through Facebook. Go through Facebook and you can see me slowly disappear.
I don't go through Facebook. I'm not on Facebook.
I'm not telling you to go to Facebook to be on social media. I'm just saying for the pictures of our life. It's just like you have zero compassion for me.
It's not that I have zero compassion for you. I told you a long time ago. You stopped living, and because you stopped living, you want everybody in your life to stop living.
I started living differently. I kept Booby with me. I kept Zaya and Maya while you were working. Mind you, we had 8 kids in foster care. Wait, yeah, something like that at the time. No, 5. I don't know, whatever the number was, something like that. She was working major, making a lot of money, provided a lot for us, but I was at home with the kids, the foster kids. When the 3 of them left, or 2, whatever, I can't think of the numbers, I was honest with her before we adopted her biological niece and nephew, and told her that had done so much on my body. I used bad words, but said that she was going to have to raise them like I was dead. And now we're separated. I have primary custody of them 4 out of the 7 days of the week, and that was why I brought up she wouldn't go to therapy because I wasn't doing right by the kids. That's why I brought that up, and we're spinning back to that. And that's why she was gaslighting me about that I needed help, because she knows that she abandoned that responsibility and she doesn't want to deal with that accountability. I started living differently. I couldn't live the way you wanted me to, but I was still living.
But you did not. But that's what I'm saying. You said, okay.
I went with you to your Christmas parties. I rode the bus to your Christmas parties. You say I would never get out of my comfort zone. I did all the time.
All right.
So at that point, my phone shut off. It ran out of battery. But you see, empathy doesn't live there. I don't know how it took me so long to see it. I was a sucker for love. I had a rough childhood, so I was just looking for love anywhere. But and she did love me, even if it wasn't real. It made me feel loved for a long time. But that's why you think what you think, and I think what I think. This is something that you can chew on and we can work off of.